Hi, I'm Susan Kuznitsky, and I'm here with you on Beginner's Day of Plein Air Live. And my job this morning is to show you the supplies I use and how I set up for a plein air excursion. And then I'm going to end with a short demo on my process that I do when I'm outside doing plein air. All right, so first we'll start with the paper. I am using a paper called Lux Archival. I do also use UArt paper, but this is a paper that I found a couple years ago, and it comes white and it's 400 grit, and it's very stable. It's kind of stiff. It doesn't curl, it doesn't buckle, no matter what kind of underpainting you might want to do, and I really love that about it. So that is the paper. I use a mixture of hard pastels. This says soft, but they're more like medium. These are like extra soft, and some pastel pencils. So this is a Holbein set. It's a plein air set, landscape set, and it's a good variety of colors. It'll get you started. With both these and my Sennelier ones, I break them in half, and I keep half in the box, and I put half in my plein air box. So when I run out, when this gets too small, I can match it and order another the same color. And I also like the shape of them. I like having that sharp little corner if I need to do some detail. So that's that. And then I have my wonderful Sennelier Plein Air Landscape set. And this set comes with 80 half sticks, all meant for plein air. And again, with these, even with these, I would break them in half, like that, and half stays in the box. The other half will go in my plein air box. Again, same theory. When that gets too small, I can match it and then order that color again. So that is that. This is a really good way to get started if you're new to pastels and new to plein air. The third thing I have out here is my pastel pencils. I don't use a lot of pencils in the field. I would use way more pencils with my portrait work and my studio work. But I do take some pencils out with me. This is the full set, and it's a lovely variety. I always tell my students to just buy the largest sets that your budget allows for. There's smaller sets of all these, but this would be a really good starting point if you're really serious about getting into this. And I have my checklist that I take with me when I'm packing up so that I don't forget anything. All right, so now we're going to switch to my actual plein air setup. So this is my rolling backpack and my tripod. It's a High Sierra. The brand is not really specific. I got it on Amazon. The only feature that I must have is the wheels. Good sturdy wheels, so I can pull this around through the airport, out in the field, wherever I'm going. And this has a little handle that I put it right over the backpack handle, and it's all I take. This is all you need to take if you're going to a workshop or a class or out plein air painting. This is what I took all over Europe with me when I was teaching there last summer. You don't need to bring the whole studio. And once you learn how to pare down, it's so much more fun and easy. It's a little overwhelming to figure out what to take. So I take this out of the case. The tripod is a Sienna. That's Sierra. Sienna. I'm going to tell you to get a sturdy tripod, because it's the base of your whole setup. And if you bring something too flimsy, it usually ends up in disaster. And this one I really like because it just is a very quick and easy setup. Here we go. There we go. And the third leg. There we go. And now this tripod has this foam padding on one leg of it, and that goes in the back. So the other two legs are facing forward. Next thing, I open up my backpack, and out comes my panel holder, which is attached to my plein air box. comes like this. I mean, I put it like this. It doesn't come like this. It's two separate pieces. All right, so I'm going to move this aside. I take this off. This will hold your board and your paper or a canvas if you're doing, or a panel, whatever medium you're working in. It has this quick release deal that comes with it. And if you want to look at this, I'll turn this to the side so you can see. Of course, when I'm filming, it always comes out bad. It fits on really snug and well, and I'm just doing it at an awkward angle. There we go. All right, so that's sturdy on there. This can hold a pretty large, whatever you want to do. Okay, and I just travel with a board, a foam board, and I really don't work large outside. You can work large outside once you get more experienced. If you live in a place, I'm in Portland, Oregon, and we rarely have the same atmosphere 2 days in a row. So it's a little frustrating. So I tend to go out and I work, this would be about the smallest I work, and this would be about the largest I work. So I take several sizes with me when I go out, and I bring them in these cellophane bags so I can put them back in here when I go home, and they stay safe. This one is a reclaimed piece of paper. The same paper I showed you. Didn't like the painting, brushed it off, washed it down with a solvent, and now it's a toned piece of paper, and sometimes I do my best work on these reclaimed pieces of paper. So there's that, and now I'll show you how this fits on here. It's nice and snug. It just slides right in and opens up like this. The only thing I modified is it came with kind of a thin piece of foam for the top. So I got a thicker piece of foam and I wrapped some glassine and taped it so it just is a better, sturdier cover. And the other thing I bring with me, I like to have little extra colors. You could fit a lot of colors in this one, really, and you really want to pack them tight if you're traveling around with it. You don't want, like, I have more I could put in here, but you want to keep them tight. So I just have an old set of Rembrandts. I saved the box, and I put this on one side and this on the other side. This becomes like my little tray. And the other items that I have, of course, I bring paper towels. Don't need a lot when I'm out pastel painting, more when I'm oil painting. And I have my pastel pencils. I just bring them in a little zip bag. And I said I don't bring a lot. I bring like some primary colors. I just kind of grab a handful and I put those out here. Probably not even that many. I also like to bring a stick of vine charcoal. It's really a good tool to have in your toolbox. And a scrubby brush. This is an old one. It's ancient, actually. If you're working and you build up too much pastel or you're not happy, you can just scrub it off and redo it. It's a very important tool. So this I'll put back in my backpack right now. The other items, okay, I have some moist wipes that I just took out of the big container of them and put in a baggie. My water bottle fits on the side. You want to have water and snacks. Definitely water, for sure. And in the front part of this backpack, I have a little screw-on cup that I can put my solvent in. And I have my masking tape to tape down my paper. And also make a little tray to catch the dust. I put that underneath. And other things that I would suggest is sunscreen, depending what time of year and where you're at. And of course, bug spray if you're in a hot, climate. Bug spray is important. This is another optional thing. It's a shielding lotion that you can put on your hands before you start painting. And then I think I got everything on here. Oh, my wash brush for doing the underpainting, which I'm going to show you in a minute here. And I believe one last thing. You want to bring your business cards with you, and possibly a square. You never know. I have more than once sold a painting right off the easel when I was plein air painting. Or people were interested, and I can give them my business card, and they can contact me later. Good idea. All right, so let me put these items back, and I'll show you. I recommend you bring a visor or a wide brim hat. A plein air umbrella is optional. I have one. It's called a Bestbrella. Unfortunately, during the pandemic, they went out of business. There's other brands out there. You know, if you're going locally, I bring it if I'm traveling to Europe or anywhere. I usually don't bring my umbrella. It's kind of cumbersome. So the other really important feature, the last thing I'll show you on here, is on the bottom of this tripod pole, whatever, there's a little hook that pulls down, and I take this clamp that I attach to my backpack and I keep it hanging here for extra stability. And then that is really a good feature. A lot of tripods have that. I would look for that when you're shopping for a tripod. The last thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to remove this. And one of the reasons I picked this setup is because I also work in oils. So I actually bought 2 of these, because now if I want to go out and do oil painting, same thing, open it up. This one has glass or plexiglass in it, so I can, everything else, you know, being my oil paints, it's really easy to switch mediums, and I like that because I work in both. It could be acrylics or oils, and that is my whole setup. These are all Sienna products, and they're all at Blick. You can find them all at Blick, and they're really, really good setup. Now I'm going to show you a little demo.